Hello everyone, I am Dr. Kiran Mai, Assistant Professor and Area Chair Digital Transformation and Operations, Aditya University. In this present lecture, we are going to learn about various measures of shape of the distribution like skewness and kurtosis. These are the two measures which we can use for understanding the shape of the distribution. And mainly this lecture is about skewness and various types of skewness. So, when coming across the concept of skewness, skewness measures the type of shape of the data, whether the distribution is symmetrical one or asymmetrical one. So, mainly the shape of the data we understand using the three measures, nothing but mean, median, mode. So, based upon the relationship between these three measures of central tendency, we can understand the shape of the distribution using the statistical measure called skewness. If all the three measures, that is mean, median, mode, gets equal, then the distribution is termed as symmetrical distribution. But if all these three measures falls at different points, then we say that there is skewness in the distribution. So, that is how we can use the measure skewness for understanding the shape of the distribution. So, mainly there are two types of shapes we can understand for a distribution. A distribution can be symmetrical one or asymmetrical one. Symmetrical one means where the data is evenly distributed on both sides of the normal probability curve. That means if we set up, if we create or if we represent the data in the form of a graph, if we obtain this normal probability curve where the data lies evenly on both sides, then we can say that the distribution is symmetrical distribution. On the other hand, we have asymmetrical distribution, that is which indicates two types of skewness. So, if the data does not exist evenly on both sides of the normal probability curve, then it is an indication for existence of the skewness, and this skewness could be either positive skewness or negative skewness. And so, when the probability distribution takes symmetrical form, so if all the measures of central tendency gets equal, that is mean, median, mode gets equal, then we obtain this normal probability curve and we can interpret that the data is symmetrically distributed, which is a bell-shaped curve. And skewed distribution, so if the data falls not evenly, that is only majority of the data lies only on either right side of the curve or either left side of the curve, then this skewness exists, which can be either positive skewness or negative skewness. So, therefore, we have two types of skewness, positive and negative. So, when the skewness is said to be positive skew, when the probability distribution is said to be positively skewed, if the right tail of the distribution is longer on the right side, or if mean is greater than median, then we can say that the distribution is positively skewed. And for example, if we consider income distribution of the employees, so there may be few employees who are drawing higher salaries, but majority of the employees might be drawing lesser salaries, and this few number of people who are drawing higher salaries may increase the mean to higher points. So, that is why sometimes we may observe positive skewness, and there may be an exam which is a difficult test, and where majority of the students scores very less and only few students may score higher values. So where the mean, these a few higher values may increase the average value. So that is how we can understand the from the positive skewness of the data. So if data is presented in the form of a graph, then if we observe positive skewness, then it means that, so we can understand that, okay, there are majority of the values are on the right side and there are few higher values which are taking mean to the higher, which are increasing the mean value. That is how we can interpret using the measure of skewness. On the other hand, we have negative skewness. So where the longer tail lies on the left side, that is majority of the data falls on the left side. So here when mean is less than median, when mean is less than median, it indicates negative skewness. It is an indication for negative skewness. That is, so if we consider the scores of students, there may be students who scored higher values. Most of the students may score higher values, but there may be students, very less number of students who scores lesser values, but these few lesser values may take this mean, may decreases the value of the mean. That is why mean sometimes could be less than the median. So the very few values may decreases the value of the mean. Then we observe negative skewness. But if a few higher values exist in the data set and if these few higher values increases the mean, then we observe that the skewness is positive skewness. So this is these are the graphical representations of various types of skewness. So it is also called normal probability curve or normal distribution, which is a symmetrical one. It means that on both sides the data gets distributed evenly. That means, and where mean, median, mode, all these three measures are equal, gets equal. And on the other hand, we have positive skewness. That is where the tail of the longer tail of the curve lies on the right side. So that is called positive skewness. And coming to negative skewness, where the longer tail lies on the left side. Longer tail lies on the left side. Then we call such kind of skewness as negative or negatively skewed. So here where mean is, in case of negative skewness, mean is less than median. In case of right skewness, mean is greater than median. So if the data consists of very less number of higher values and if these higher values increases the mean, then we observe positive skewness. If there exists very lesser values in the data set and if these lesser values may decrease the value of mean, which creates negative skewness. So this is how we can interpret the shape of the distribution using the measure skewness. So when do we use, how can we identify whether the data or the probability distribution is symmetrical or asymmetrical one? That is, whether it is following normal distribution or whether it is positively skewed or negatively skewed. How we can understand and we can come to know that there is skewness in the graph. Okay, so the one measure we can, based upon the relationship between the measures of the central tendency, mean, median, mode, we can understand whether there is skewness or not. If all the three measures gets equal, it is symmetrical one, there is no skewness, or if all measures are not equal, then it is an indication for presence of the skewness. So, this is how we can understand using the values of the and using the relationship between measures of central tendency, we can understand the presence of skewness. And another thing, when the data is plotted on a graph, so if we observe, if when the graph is present, when the data is presented in the form of a graph, if the graph looks like normal probability curve, then this is also an indication of no presence of skewness. And so, using graphical representation, we can understand whether there is skewness or not. And the other one, another measure to understand skewness is quartiles will not be equal distance from the median. So, this is how we can, based upon the quartiles and the value of the median, we can understand whether there is skewness or not. So, this is how we can understand the measure of skewness. And to calculate skewness, we have different formulae. So, on the one hand we have absolute measures of skewness, on the other hand we have relative measures of skewness. And what is the difference between relative measures of skewness and absolute measures of skewness? So, relative measures of skewness gives the original units of the data. So, whereas absolute measures of skewness gives presents the value in the original units of the data, whereas relative measures of skewness does not have any units, because it is a ratio, it is a ratio, therefore relative measures of skewness does not have any units. And coming to absolute measures of skewness, we can make use of the measures of central tendency, mean, median, mode and the quartiles. Using this formula, we can calculate skewness value. And under the head of relative measures of skewness, we have different formulae to calculate coefficient of skewness, but in majority of the cases, Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness and Bowley's coefficient of skewness is used by majority of the researchers or data analysts. So, coming to Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness, using this formula we can understand, using mode we can calculate coefficient of skewness, using median by using this formula you can calculate the value of skewness. So, in the previous lectures we have discussed how to calculate median and how to calculate mode, how to calculate the standard deviation. So, by substituting those values in the formula, we can obtain the value of skewness. This is called Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. So, then after obtaining the value of the skewness, the next thing we have to interpret the value of the skewness, whether the probability distribution is symmetrical or not. So, if the limits of the Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness is -3 to +3. So, if the values lies between these three, that is, if the value of the skewness lies between -3 and +3, we say that there is no skewness. If the values are apart from limits, these limits, then we can say that there is skewness in the distribution. If the skewness value is 0, then we can understand that completely the probability distribution is symmetrical when there is no skewness. And normally if the value of the skewness is somewhat nearer to -0.5 to +0.5, it is an indication of skewness, but where the skewness is moderate. But if the values of the skewness are closer to -1 and +1, then it is an indication of skewness. So this is how, based upon the value of a skewness, we can understand whether the data is symmetrical or asymmetrical distribution. So by the end of this lecture, we have understood what is a skewness and what are the applications of skewness and various types of skewness, and how to compute the skewness, what are the measures of the skewness, and how to interpret the values of the skewness. So these are the things which we have learned in this present lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to learn the other measure of shape, that is kurtosis. Thank you.